Stop. Put that bottle down right now. Before you drizzle that so-called extra virgin olive oil on your salad one more time, you need to know what's really inside. Today, I'm blowing the lid off the olive oil industry and exposing 13 of the most popular brands sold right here in the United States, from Walmart and Safeway to Lidl and Aldi, all the way up to Bertolli. I'm going to show you why a shocking 76% of the bottles on American shelves failed laboratory tests in 2024. Picture this. It's January 2026. Because of extreme droughts in the Mediterranean, olive oil prices have exploded, soaring past $30 a bottle. But here's the secret nobody is telling you. While the prices are going through the roof, the quality is hitting rock bottom. The FDA published its official report in August of 2024, and the findings are terrifying. They investigated 56 companies across the country and found serious issues in 38 of them. That's nearly 68% with major irregularities. When they tested 50 batches of olive oil for taste and smell, a staggering 38 of them failed, meaning 76% of products labeled as extra virgin didn't deserve that title at all. Some of the products they found were actually classified as lampante oil. This is an industrial-grade waste oil that, by law, should never end up on your plate without extensive, heavy processing. Let me explain what lampante really means. In the world of olive oil, there's a strict hierarchy. Extra virgin is at the very top, virgin is a step below, and lampante oil sits at the absolute bottom of the barrel. The word lampante comes from the Italian word for lamp. Historically, this grade of oil was only suitable for burning in oil lamps because it has such strong defects in flavor and aroma that it's considered unfit for human consumption. And yet, U.S. inspectors found this garbage being sold as premium extra virgin oil in our everyday grocery stores. Type A1 in the comments if you've bought olive oil from a major U.S. supermarket in the last month. Type A2 if you only buy from specialty food shops. Let's see just how many of us have fallen into this big box store trap. Now, I'm going to walk you through the 13 brands you absolutely need to know about. I'm breaking them down into 5 groups based on what these official tests have revealed. The first group covers the budget-friendly store brands from major American retail chains. Brand number 1 is the Great Value Extra Virgin Olive Oil from Walmart. According to independent tests and consumer reports, this product frequently shows signs of being a blend from multiple European countries. The back label usually says something vague like, a blend of olive oils from the European Union, which is a classic case of label laundering. This means the cheapest oil from Spain, olives literally swept off the floor in Italy, and industrial surplus from Greece all get thrown into one giant tank. You're left with a product that has zero distinct character and zero health benefits. Many users on American forums complain about getting heartburn after using this oil, a burning sensation that often happens when the oil lacks any of the healing polyphenols it's supposed to have. Brand number 2 is Bellissimo Reserve, sold exclusively at Walmart. In February of 2024, an American food blogger known as the Savory Scribe conducted a blind taste test of oils available in U.S. stores. The Bellissimo Reserve received a dismal 2.5 out of 10 points, earning it the lowest score in the entire test. The testers described it as dramatically lacking in freshness. They said it tasted like olive oil mixed with some kind of refined vegetable oil. The bitterness and pungency that should characterize a true extra virgin were barely detectable. Brand number 3 is the store brand olive oil from Save-A-Lot. Save-A-Lot focuses on smaller towns and rural areas across the United States, where consumer awareness is typically lower. Their olive oil follows the same pattern as Walmart's, a generic European blend on the label, an industrial compromise in a bottle. This isn't an attack on people shopping at Save-A-Lot. It's an attack on a system that preys on budget-conscious families. Group 2 moves on to the mid-range discount options. Brand number 4 is Prima Donna from Lidl. This brand has a wild history. The Italian Antitrust Authority hit Lidl with a fine of around $6,000 back in 2016. They stated clearly that Prima Donna did not meet the extra virgin category declared on the label because it was, in fact, simply virgin oil. This means Lidl was selling a lower-grade product as premium and charging a premium price for it. Prima Donna undergoes a process called deodorization. Think of it this way. You have a bucket of stinking garbage. You spray it with expensive perfume. The garbage is still there. You just can't smell it. This is exactly what the industry does with subpar olive oil. They heat it in a vacuum to remove the stench, and then sell it as if it were cold-pressed. Brand number 5 is Eridanos from Lidl, their Greek-inspired line. In that same American taste test from 2024, the Eridanos olive oil scored just 3 out of 10 points. The testers noted a weak aroma and a lack of substance. Specifically, they said they would not recommend this product. Brand number 6 is specially selected from Aldi. And here comes a surprise. Aldi, especially in certain regions of the US, has regularly delivered technically pure oils according to lab analyses. Their specially selected line and other premium offerings test as more stable than Lidl's products in chemical analysis. In the past, Aldi has faced criticism over labor conditions on Spanish plantations. But if we're talking strictly about what's in the bottle, Aldi is currently the safest bet among the discount options for savvy shoppers. Brand number 7 is the Kroger brand classic from Kroger. Here, the story gets murky. In Europe, a leading consumer watchdog found major problems with a similar store brand olive oil, prompting the retailer to pull both its organic and classic olive oils from their shelves as a precautionary measure. Their US store brand follows the same European blend pattern that raises all the red flags. Type A3 in the comments if you've ever bought Bertolli or Filippo Berio because you trusted the Italian branding. Type A4 if you usually go for organic products. Let's see how many of us have been fooled by the marketing illusion. Group 3 unmasks what I call the stolen identity brands. Brand number 8 is Bertolli. This is arguably the greatest identity theft in the history of food. In the United States, Bertolli has already paid out millions of dollars in court settlements for passing off Lampante-grade oil as extra virgin. They use what I call the mailbox tactic. Imagine you write a love letter. You mail it from a post box in Rome just so it gets an Italian postmark. But in reality, you wrote it in a dusty factory in Tunisia. Large corporations import cheap oil into Italy, bottle it there, and then slap an imported from Italy label on the front. Technically, it's the truth. Morally, it's a complete scam. In 2018, D'Olio, the parent company that owns Bertolli, agreed to pay $7 million to settle a class action lawsuit in America over this exact issue. Brand number 9 is Carapelli, another D'Olio property. A tasting panel at the Florence Chamber of Commerce found that Carapelli oils were incorrectly labeled for their category. The Italian Regional Agency for Environmental Protection, ARPA, confirmed the lower quality. D'Olio was hit with a fine equivalent to hundreds of dollars from the Italian Antitrust Authority for its practices with Carapelli and other brands. Brand number 10 is Sasso Classico, yet another D'Olio brand. Laboratory tests detected defects described as moldy in tasting of wet earth. These are flavor defects that completely disqualify a product from the extra virgin category. Any oil with these characteristics should be labeled as virgin at best or lampante at worst. Brand number 11 is Filippo Berio. Did you know that this supposedly Italian brand is now owned by Bright Food, a Chinese state-owned corporation? Tasters often describe Filippo Berio as smelling like old cardboard, which is a clear sign of oxidation. The oil is biologically old before you even buy it. Brand number 12 is Monini Classico. In a 2024 taste test, Monini scored a 5 out of 10, placing it right in the middle of the pack. The testers said it works for quick cooking, but offers no culinary revelation when eaten raw on salads or bread. Group 4 tackles the organic illusion. Brand number 13 covers the organic olive oils you might find at American health food stores like Whole Foods or Sprouts. Many people reach for organic products assuming that organic automatically means healthy. But the reality we face today is paradoxical. Organic olive oils often receive merely passable or mediocre ratings in tests. Part of the problem is contamination with mineral oils, known as MOSH and MOAH. How is this possible in an organic product? Because the organic certification applies to how the olives are grown, not how the oil is processed, transported, or packaged. The oil can be organically farmed, but industrially stripped of all its character during the bottling process. And now for the moment you've been waiting for. The cough test. Polyphenols are your body's biological defense force. They are the antioxidants that protect your heart, your brain, everything, and you can detect them at home for free in 5 seconds. Take a teaspoon of your olive oil, straight up, with nothing else. If it just slides down your throat, feeling oily and smooth, it's worthless. But if it stings your throat and forces you to cough, congratulations. That peppery bite is the battle cry of the polyphenols. That sharp little prickle is proof that your oil is alive and fighting for you. American researchers from a leading university's food science department teamed up with a government watchdog agency to analyze olive oil samples from the past 3 years. Their findings, published in early 2025, confirmed what investigative journalists had been uncovering for years. Over 70% of producers were inflating the quality grade of their oil. Consumers were paying extra virgin prices for products that were merely virgin grade, or even worse, lampante oil. A lead inspector from the study laid out the most common scams. The most frequent deceptions involve adding cheaper oils like sunflower or soybean oil to the olive oil, or blending real extra virgin with lampante oil, an industrial-grade product that should never even be eaten. You are no longer a victim. You are now an insider. Here is your battle plan for 2026. Rule number 1 is the $15 line. Real extra virgin olive oil in 2026 will almost always cost more than $15 for a 17-ounce bottle. According to industry guidelines, authentic extra virgin simply can't be produced and sold for less than $15 to $20 a liter. Anything below that price point should immediately set off alarm bells. Rule number 2 is the fridge test. Stick your olive oil in the refrigerator overnight. If it doesn't thicken and form little white crystals, it's probably been diluted with a cheap vegetable oil. Real extra virgin olive oil gets cloudy and solidifies in the cold. This is a natural and actually a very good sign. Rule number 3 is to block the blends. Avoid anything that vaguely says blend of olive oils from Mediterranean countries on the label. Instead, look for seals of certification, like the one from the California Olive Oil Council, or internationally recognized stamps like DOP or PGI. You want to see a specific